Okay. Yesterday we had idea about some of the parts of microsporophyll or stamen. Today we will continue our discussion regarding that only. Any doubt regarding yesterday's discussion? Can anyone tell me? We will start with the discussion के क्या क्या हम कल पढ़े थे. We studied what yesterday? First we studied structure of microsporophyll, isn't it? So what was the structure of microsporophyll? Microsporophyll has, what are the parts of microsporophyll? Single microsporophyll or stamen? Class, can I expect Yesha to answer this question? What are the parts of microsporophyll, beta?
Yes, ma'am. It contains epidermis, endothelium,
Microsporophyll, Yesha. Microsporophyll. Anyone wish to differ from her answer? Nakshatra, what do you think? She was answering correctly, beta? Are you there, Nakshatra?
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
She was answering correctly the answer, structure of microsporophyll. What do you think?
Yes, ma'am.
Nakshatra, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, तो येशा सही बोल रही है क्या? Endothelium and epidermis. This is the structure of microsporophyll. If anyone asks you what are the parts of microsporophyll, what should be your answer as per you, Nakshatra? Okay, I will ask Jia then. Jia, can you tell me what are the parts of microsporophyll? If you don't know, say I don't know, because I get confused कि क्या हो रहा है. चलो दीश बोलो.
Ma'am, floral holes
No.
like stem and pistil. Calyx corolla.
Microsporophyll, Dish, microsporophyll.
Ma'am,
How it
may
can
I?
be calyx corolla? Yes, bolo yes.
Anther filament.
Ah, look into the question that I asked. It is anther and filament. That is the part of microsporophyll. I think we need to repeat yesterday's discussion. Do you want me to repeat? See, in online, no distance is valid if you are communicating well with me. अगर आप communication नहीं कर रहे हो तो फिर तो online offline में बहुत फर्क है. And if there is a clear communication between teacher and student, फिर क्या online क्या offline? Anther and filament, I told you yesterday, microsporophyll or stamen are parts of androecium. Consider करो hibiscus flower में numerous stamens or numerous microsporophylls are there. Consider करो एक flower में 5 microsporophyll है, तो हर एक microsporophyll में there will be presence of anther, there will be presence of filament. Understood everyone? Is it clear to all?
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
तो next question, next हमने क्या पढ़ा था? We studied what Yesha was saying कि that was internal structure of or rather to say we can also call it that it is the cross section of what? किसका cross section पढ़ा था जिसमें we studied that epidermis is there, endothelium middle layer. What was the cross?
Microsporangia.
So here it is cross section of microsporangium. So what is microsporangium here? कौन है जो बनाता है माइक्रोस्पोर? कौन सी सेक के अंदर माइक्रोस्पोर्स प्रोड्यूस होते हैं? In case of plants, Under which sac there is production of microspores? What is the pouch
Pollen
in which? Pollen sac कहाँ पे होता है? What is the part
Anther.
of you need to mention that it is the cross section of anther. In that we studied that anther can be diathecous. Anther can be what? It can be diathecous. It can be monothecous too. Sometimes at the end the double chambers get fused to form monoethicous structure. हमने पढ़ा था ना that if we consider this as anther, in each anther there will be 2 sporangium. So if 2 are there, we call it diathecous. Clear to everyone? So what we studied in this internal structure or cross section of microsporangium, क्या पढ़ा था हमने? What are the layers? Who is going to tell me the layers of microsporangium? I think this must be answered by Kausha. Kausha, can you speak, beta? Dish is raising hand, but I want. Are you there, Kausha? If you don't know, kindly say, ma'am, I don't know, so that we can proceed with her. There is not, it's not a scene if you don't know.
Ma'am, can you repeat the question?
I asked that in internal structure or cross section of microsporangium, that is anther, what are the layers found? What are the layers? Am I audible?
I don't know.
Okay. So, Dish, if you wish, you can answer.
Ma'am, the layers are epidermis, endothecium, tapetum, and one more is the tissue, sporangious tissue.
Sporogenous tissue. It's very easy to remember. The tissue which produce spore is known as sporogenous tissue. But middle layer is also there, but that middle layer get dissolved when the anthers mature. Okay. Third thing we will talk about is how anthers develop from meristematic tissue. We studied this also yesterday. We studied that meristematic tissue is converted into archisporial tissue, and from this archisporial tissue there are all this formation of all these layers. Initially there was only epidermis. There was only one layer of epidermis, and inside epidermis there was actively dividing meristematic tissue. But slowly and steadily during the course of formation of anther, this meristematic tissue further subdivide into formation of endothecium, middle layer, tapetum, and sporogenous tissue. How? Via formation of archisporial tissue. Okay. I hope this part is also clear. If anyone is having any doubt regarding it, can ask me. Are you people following every day's lecture and revising the part? If not, then in this chapter there will be problem. क्योंकि पीछे का आपको नहीं समझ में आएगा तो आगे का there will be difficulty in understanding it. In these 3 parts, anyone have any doubt?
No, ma'am.
But मुझे एक ही question है, अगर no ma'am है तो फिर जब question पूछती हूँ तब क्यों answer नहीं मिलता है? Anyways, after this what we studied? We studied the process of microsporogenesis. That how from sporogenous tissue there is formation of microspore tetrads and how they are modified into pollen. That part we studied. Clear? Yes, no? लास्ट कुछ पढ़ा था हमने, एक पार्ट है जो हम मिस कर रहे हैं, कल पढ़ा था. Anyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Deep.
Structure of pollen.
Very good. So what we studied कि माइक्रोस्पोर टेट्राड और स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ पोलन में क्या फर्क है, पोलन कैसे फॉर्मेशन होता है, उसमें क्या क्या लेयर्स होती है. Who is going to tell me? Can I expect Jia to answer this question? Jia, क्या क्या लेयर्स होता है बेटा पोलन में?
Exine layer,
वेरी गुड. जम्पोर. चलो बाकी का कौशा बोलेगी. शी इज रेजिंग हैंड. बोलो कौशा.
Ma'am, intine, exine, then vegetative cell and generative cell.
Okay, so you can understand that inside pollen is a two-cell structure. The bigger cell is called vegetative cell and the smaller cell is called generative cell. So up to this we studied. Take 2 minutes time, think, look into these highlights and let me know beta. Okay, फिर भी मैं बार-बार पूछती हूँ because what I believe and what I observe, when we move ahead without doubts, we do the best. हम जब डाउट के बगैर आगे बढ़ते हैं, our understanding is very clear. So take 1 minute or 2 minute time, look into this part and अभी भी मुझे पूछ लो कि कोई अगर डाउट है. So should I consider, is there any doubt or can I move ahead with the rest of the detailed class? Priyanshi, how is your health today? Are you there, beta? Can I move ahead?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure. So we will continue our discussion today further for the rest of the portion. So today first what we will study. See, during the development of pollen grains, the most important part is formation of pollen. You can understand, yesterday we studied that the pollen produced after the end of the procedure and the microspore tetrad differ hugely. Why? Because pollen viability is one of the most important factors. So what do we mean by this word viable pollen? Okay, a pollen structurally and the pollen which is structurally intact and can produce pollen tube upon its deposition to stigma. Okay, so viable doesn't mean कि चलो उसका structure अगर maintain रहे तो हाँ हमने बोल दिया कि this is viable. This is not the case बेटा. We need to understand main function of pollen is for germination of pollen tube when it is depositing on stigma. If pollen tube germination is available, this option is available, then only we can say the pollen is viable. There is a very easy staining method. Yesterday I was mentioning that by which you can stain pollens. The darkly stained pollens are the pollens darkly stained pollens are the one which are viable, and if they are not darkly stained, then they will be unviable in their structure. Understood, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so here in this viability part, the role of exile is tremendous. As yesterday I mentioned, today also I want to highlight because this part is very important. Exile is having a special component that is called sporopollenin. This sporopollenin is such a inert material that it prevent pollen from all kind of oxidation. That means chemical attack. Generally, chemical attack is one of the very important factor. Then it will be it will be protecting it as a tough covering. So protection is also given by this sporopollenin. Apart from that, it is protecting it against heat. So oxidation, actually I shouldn't write tough covering. I can modify this sentence as physical attacks and heat. So, who is responsible for secretion of sporopollenin? Here comes the role of tapetum. Mainly the middle layer, epidermis, so you know that it get degenerated once there is pollens mature, or anther matures, the epidermis layer is getting degenerated. Okay, but you know that the most important layer in the anther is the layer called tapetum. Tapetum carries a very, very high importance in the formation of pollen. Now, we will talk about importance of pollen. ठीक है? आपको क्या लगता है? Pollen formation is good for plants. I agree. Does pollen have any kind of significance in our life? Do you think they affect our life by any means? I want to hear from all of you. Class?
Yes, ma'am.
So what are their significance in our life? Yes तो किसी ने बोला, मुझे significance किसी ने नहीं बोला. How they are important in our life? Pollen रहने से are they impacting us? So let us write here significance of pollen. So what is the significance? First of all, it is responsible for allergic diseases like hay fever. So what is this hay fever? What happens beta at specific pollinating season of a plant? जब कोई specific pollinating season आता है, तब like lots of pollen of that plant is getting released in the air. especially wind pollinated plants. So if certain people are allergic to that kind of pollen, इसीलिए देखना they are having problem during a specific season. जिन लोगों को अस्थमा का प्रॉब्लम है, ब्रीदिंग प्रॉब्लम होता है, या सर्दी खांसी हो जाती है, देखना नाक बहना चालू हो जाता है. Why? Because they are allergic to that specific type of pollen. एक प्लांट है, पता है, डेकोरेटिव पर्पस हमारे इंडिया में लाया गया था. Name of that plant is Parthenium. Have you ever heard about this plant, Parthenium? Anyone?
No, ma'am.
पार्थेनियम एक न्यूसेंस है, जैसे वाटर हायसिंथ इज अ न्यूसेंस. I showed you last day the picture of water hyacinth. Parthenium is a nuisance. Its spore is highly hazardous for people, and people who have Parthenium around it, if they are allergic to its spore, they have acute breathing problem. So ऐसे कई सारे पोलेंस होते हैं. कुछ लोगों को देखना सर्दी के मौसम में, बारिश के मौसम में, स्पेसिफिक रीजन में छींक आने की प्रॉब्लम होती है. They have sneezing, they have runny nose. So all these are due to different type of pollen. Okay, but pollen have very good application also. Many plants pollen are very nutritious. So many types of plants produce pollen with nutritional value. They are very rich in protein, beta, and they are containing various nutritional values. So it can be used for edible purposes. And third was the most important thing is can be used as cosmetics. Okay, ये देखा जाता था कि बहुत साल पहले इजिप्ट में people used to use the pollen powder as a compact. जैसे अभी ladies use करते हैं to give their skin a smooth appearance. It was used at that time. Slowly and steadily, as people are getting attracted towards natural beauty trends, there is high demand of pollen powder nowadays also. Clear to everyone? Yes, no? Suggest?
Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we studied the function and structure of pollen and its significance on human life. Next, we are going to discuss specifically about role of tapetum. See, I told you out of all layers, tapetum is one of the most important layers. Okay. So, what are the important roles played by tapetum? So, first important role is transport of nutrient. Because we know that during the time of meiosis, it requires maximum nourishment because cell division requires lot many protein and lot many other ingredients also to be synthesized. So during that time, main transportation is provided by the tapetum. Okay. Apart from that, it promotes secretion of enzymes and hormones. Favorable for production of pollen. So obviously, various enzymes are required for production of pollen. Proteolytic enzymes are required. There will be enzymes required for creation of all these layers, exine, endyne, and all of them are like secret. Some of them are secreted itself by the tapetum, and it also promotes the secretion of enzymes. Third important thing is it secretes a specific type of body which is known as Ubish body. Ubish body. So what is the role of this Ubish body? This Ubish body production so the production of Ubish body which are coated with sporopollen. So first there is production of this Ubish body and then they migrate to form the exine layer. So there means exine में जो sporopollenin होता है उसकी production is also promoted by the tapetum. Fourth important thing is secretion of oily substance called pollen kit. So what is this pollen kit? This is a oily substance like which is located outside the matured pollen. Why this is required? Can anyone tell me कि एक oily coating क्यों चाहिए pollen के आसपास? Why there requirement of creation of a oily structure around pollen? Can anyone suggest? Yes, Yesha.
मैम पोलन ट्यूब के पास होते वक्त ईज रहे इसलिए
पोलन ट्यूब को पास होते हुए नहीं बेटा दिस इज गोइंग टू प्रोटेक्ट पोलन फ्रॉम डिहाइड्रेशन वो डिहाइड्रेशन नहीं हो जाए इसीलिए अंडरस्टूड चलो अब लास्ट फंक्शन इंपॉर्टेंट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फंक्शन Have you ever wondered कि एक wind pollinated flower जो है, who is the agent that is carrying the pollen from one flower to another flower? What is the agent? In case of wind pollinated flower, what is the agent that is carrying pollen from one flower to other flower?
विंड
Wind. So can wind recognize कि वो hibiscus का flower है कि cotton का flower है या किसका flower है? Can wind recognize? Wind is a biologically living organism. नहीं कर सकता है ना? Yes, no.
No, ma'am.
What do you think, Kashish? Wind recognize कर सकता है बेटा? Amongst the flowers. Are you there, Kashish? Certain people are there whose names are only visible in the cloud. I don't know how it is helpful. चलो Kashish बोलो. No, beta. Correct, Kashish. So then consider 10 flowers are present in the area. All 10 of them, the pollen will be carried by the wind. Do you agree with me, Kashish? And randomly it will be deposited in the other flowers present in the area. Yes or no? So अगर ऐसा हुआ, then how the stigma will recognize कि अच्छा ये जो 10 पोलेन मेरे ऊपर आया है, इसमें से कौन से पोलेन का मुझे मेल गैमेट लेना है? How stigma will understand and how pollen will understand कि okay, this is the stigma of flower with which I want to reproduce. So there must be some interaction between them through which they can identify each other. Don't you think? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So obviously here also the role of tapetum is very high. In this case also what happens, beta, there will be secretion of special protein which help pollen to recognize compatibility. Compatibility must be recognized by pollen. जैसे कि अगर समझो A फ्लावर है, उसकी पोलेन अगर B फ्लावर में किसी दूसरे वैरायटी के फ्लावर में डिपॉजिटेड हुआ भी, तो भी there will not be reproduction that is ensured by this compatibility. Understood, everyone? So you can understand what is the importance of tapetum in production of viable pollen. Everywhere, the most important layer is tapetum. Is the role of tapetum clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we will look into the procedure, that is dehiscence of anther. Name ही थोड़ा अलग लगता है. Spelling also we have to be a bit careful. It is dehiscence. So what do we mean by dehiscence? Anther dehiscence is something which actually refers to the breakage of anther so that spores are distributed to everyone. Now, let me tell you, this dehiscence can be a very effective one in case of wind pollinated flowers, especially. It is ensured that when there is dehiscence, there is a phlegm present inside the procedure. मतलब ये अगर आप किसी चीज को ऐसे पकड़ के रखो, अचानक से छोड़ो, तो there will be a pressure through which things will spread everywhere. So it is ensured during the dehiscence of anther. But in case of insect pollinated or other animal pollinated flowers, that kind of abrupt or forceful ejaculation of the pollen doesn't take place. In that case, the pollen remain in the surface when the animal is sitting on the flower. It get attached to the body of that animal, and then when it is sitting into the other flower, वहां जाके वो pollen deposited होता है. So depending on pollinating agent, dehiscence of anther occur, but obviously it may be a abrupt forceful dehiscence, or maybe a mild dehiscence. Dehiscence is required क्योंकि एंथर के अंदर अगर पोलन रहा तो कोई फायदा नहीं. The anther need to burst and the pollen need to come outside. So what are the steps during dehiscence of anther? First thing is, as there is maturation of anther and pollens are produced in adequate amount, the pollen grains dry and becomes powdery. If you look into the pollen grain at initial stage, if you take anther and squeeze it down over a slide, आप देखोगे उसमें से एक liquid substance निकल रहा है. But as pollens get matured, they need to be dry and powdery. Why this change is required? क्यों उनको dry powdery बनना जरूरी है? Why do you think there should be formation of a dry powdery layer? Class, dry नहीं होगा तो क्या प्रॉब्लम होगा? सोचो. Anyone? Common sense.
Ma'am, it will not be pollinated.
हाँ, why it will not be pollinated? Jia?
Because वो liquid form.
Beta, if it is in liquid form, that means it will have attraction. तो वो तो spread नहीं होंगे ना easily. आपके पास एक जैम है और आपके पास एक पाउडर है, टैल्कम पाउडर. अब आप ऐसे करके फेंक के मारो तो जैम के पार्टिकल्स जितने स्प्रेड होंगे, पाउडर के पार्टिकल्स उससे ज्यादा स्प्रेड होंगे ना. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So that every pollen can be separated from every pollen and it can spread everywhere to ensure that उसका dry and powdery होना जरूरी है. So once this step is done, by the time they become dry and powdery, tapetum is absorbed. So now as pollens are matured, they are formed. उनके अंदर ubish body के वजह से they have their exile layer with sporopollen. They have pollen kit. Everything is there. So tapetum has no function now. So tapetum is absorbed. It doesn't have any function. Okay. So after that, what happens? Now, or diethicous pollen sacs will be monoethicous. Means what will happen? The septum between pollen sac get dissolved. So initially, if you look into pollen sacs, they have structure somehow like this. So this is here where connective is located. One pollen sac, other pollen sac, one pollen sac, other pollen sac. So in a diethicous anther, there will be 4 pollen sacs. And 2 anthers, isn't it? What happens as anthers are ready to distribute the pollen, इनके बीच में जो ये difference होता है, the difference or demarcation between these two is getting removed, and it is transformed into a structure like this. It is transformed into one chamber. So here one chamber and the other side is also having one chamber. So what will happen? it is converted into monoethicus. Why monoethicus? Because from 4 pollen sac, 2 anthers, anther number will be 2 only, but the number of pollen sac is converted into 2. Understood, everyone? Is it clear to all?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is how the next event takes place. Why it is taking place? Because stomium is something which is in between. So during dispersal it's not required कि आप उसको अलग हो एक हो, doesn't matter. So that 2 pollen sacs unite. Okay. Next is step that is important. Here comes the role of endothecium. So the dead cells of endothecium. Endothecium is actually made up of dead cells only. Because it doesn't have any active role in propagation of pollen germination process. Its main role is protection. So that's why dead cells are giving it tough and making it tough and giving it protection. That's why it is dead. It is already. So dead cells of endothecium, they get contracted, and finally what will happen? So that anther lobes form longitudinal concavities. What do we mean by this longitudinal concavities? If you look into this structure, if this is the anther, now it is having one pollen sac. This part is getting more depressed due to contraction of endothecium. So what will happen? This part is more prominent due to contraction of endothecium. Okay, clear? I hope it is clear. So now the last step, the anther wall is disrupted via stomia. तो अब क्योंकि वो जो खड्डा था वो और डीप हो गया, कहाँ पे खड्डा था? स्टोमियम, और we call this line of dehiscence. So अब वो रप्चर हो जाएगा and pollens are free. Understood everyone? Is it clear? Pollens released. So these are the changes that takes place in the during the whole process of dehiscence of anther. Okay, is it clear to all? Have a close look into it so that if you have any doubts at any point, हर एक चीज जो स्टेप में हो रहा है, there is a reason behind it. Class, if you say yes, can we proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
है ना? So, now what we are going to see. With this, we have the complete description of male gametophyte, and we studied microsporophyll, their internal structure and everything. Now our next aim will be studying about pollination. So before we proceed further, I want all of you to look into one small video which is related to this microsporogenesis and formation of male gametes, that is pollen grain. That video we are going to have a look into. Okay, wait for a moment. Let me allow the screen. For video, generally it takes a bit time. That's what the problem is.
Formation of male gametes. A typical stamen has two parts, the long air stalk called the filament and terminal bilobe structure called
Is
the
not
anther.
visible, na? Is it visible?
The proximal end of the filament is attached to the
Wait for a
thalamus
moment.
or the petal of the flower.
I hope it is visible now. Is-
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let me adjust the resolution to maximum.
Formation of male gametes. A typical
Sound
stamen has
audible?
two parts, the long
Sound is audible to all of you, no? Clearly, and the screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then we will proceed better.
and slender stalk called the filament and terminal bilobe structure called the anther. The proximal end of the filament is attached to the thalamus or the petal of the flower. Careful observation of anthers from different flowers under dissecting microscope shows an interesting range in shape, size, and attachments. It has a column of sterile tissue called the connective, on either side of which is anther lobe. Each lobe has two microsporangia separated by a sterile tissue. Externally, the partition can be often be made by deep longitudinal grooves. At maturity, the two sporangia in a lobe join together due to the breakdown of partition between them. The mature anther wall comprises an epidermis, followed by a layer of endothecium, 2 or 3 middle layers, and a single layer tapetum. These are the innermost layer of anther wall. They attains their maximum development at the tetrad stage of microsporogenesis. It surrounds the sporangious tissue completely. It has a considerable physiological importance because all the food materials of the sporangious tissue must pass through it. Endomitosis is a type of mitosis in which the chromosome duplication and chromatid separation takes place within the intact nuclear membrane and without the formation of a spindle. The result is large polyploid nucleus. In uninucleate tapetum of cucurbita nuclei of 4 sizes corresponding to their degree of ploidy, 2n, 4n, 8n, and 16n are formed as a result of mitosis. When the anther is young, a group of compactly arranged homogeneous cells called the sporogenous tissue occupies the center of each microsporangium. Each cell of the sporogenous tissue is capable of giving rise to a microspore tetrad. The process of formation of microspores from a pollen mother cells through meiosis is called microsporogenesis. Inside each microsporangium, several thousands of microspores or pollen grains are formed that are released with the dehiscence of anther. Pollen grains are generally spherical, measuring about 25 to 50 micrometers in diameter. It has a prominent two-layered wall. The hard outer layer is called exine, which is made up of sporopollenin, the most resistant organic material known. Pollen grain exine has prominent apertures called germ pores where sporopollenin is absent. The inner wall of the pollen grain is called the intine. It is a thin and continuous layer made up of cellulose and pectin. The cytoplasm of pollen grain is surrounded by a plasma membrane. When the pollen grain is mature, it contains 2 cells, the vegetative cell and generative cell. The vegetative cell is bigger, has abundant food reserves with a large irregularly shaped nucleus. It is spindle-shaped generative cell is small with a nucleus and dense cytoplasm.
घर बैठे कुछ नया ट्राई करने में थोड़ी हिचकिचाहट तो होती ही है, फिर चाहे पहली बार बीवी को सरप्राइज गिफ्ट देना हो।
Formation of pollen. The reproductive organs of angiosperm plants are called flowers. Flowers consist of several sections interwoven around an axis and held on the tip of stems of varying lengths. These are stem, peduncle, receptacle, sepal, petal, stamen, and carpel. Angiosperms have male organs consisting of 2 parts, anther and filaments. The cross-section of the other displays 4 obvious compartments. Each compartment contains pollen sacs. Within each pollen sac, there are many parent cells containing diploid, that is 2n number of chromosomes. Each parent cell produces 4 haploid N daughter cells called microspores through meiosis. Through mitosis, Each microspore produces pollen grains containing 2 nuclei. Each pollen grain contains 2 genetically identical haploid N nuclei. Of these, one vegetative nucleus provides for the formation of the pollen tube, whereas the other generative nucleus divides through mitosis to produce sperm nuclei, which has the role of fertilization. Pollen will vary according to the plant color, shape, and structure. Pollen grains are surrounded by a double membrane layer. The outer membrane may vary in structure, such as spikes, pores, or patterns on its surface. The inner membrane is smooth. The inner membrane is live, while the outer membrane is dead. The maturing pollen sacs explode to release and disperse the pollen sacs into the environment.
Hey there, I'm Natasha, and my specialty is making all your app building dreams come true. Say you've got a great idea for an app or a website. Maybe it finds you
So
a concept.
I guess everyone, after looking into it, it is quite clear. Anyone have any doubt, beta? If not, then we will go for different agents of pollination. Should we move?
Yes, ma'am.
Formation of pollen.
Wait for a minute. Okay. So we already studied the microsporogenesis procedure, but simply production of pollen will not do. Obviously, their requirement of spreading of that pollen also, and it's important to make that pollen reach to the correct position, because only if it is reaching up to the stigma, then only fertilization procedure will be possible. So how that is possible? So let us understand what is pollination and its type. Pollination definition, I don't think anyone is having any doubt regarding pollination. What is pollination? Can anyone define for me? What do we mean by pollination? Class?
Ma'am,
Yes, beta.
ma'am, the process of transferring anther from
Process of transferring anther from transferring anther.
anther,
Can we say process
transferring pollen grains. Sorry,
of?
transferring pollen grains from anther to stigma.
So it is simply transfer of pollen from anther to stigma. Okay. So how and why this is, why though is already clear to us, but we need to know the types of pollination. First of all, in types, we need to know about the types. That means when different plants are involved, we need to know that how it can be self-pollinated or it can be cross-pollinated. That is the first thing we need to know. Okay. Second, we will learn about different types of pollinating agent and adaptations, special adaptations in flower to help those pollinating agents for successful pollination. So the part which I am mentioning now is very important. I request all of you to pay special attention, क्योंकि इसके बहुत सारे confusions लोगों को होता है कि what it is. So first we will talk about self pollination. So छोटे क्लास में हमें पढ़ाया जाता है self pollination मतलब if a pollen of a single flower is responsible for fertilization of that single flower only, तो उसको हम self pollination बोलते हैं. But actually this year we are going to change the definition. Here we are going to say pollen of same flower, or I am going to use a terminology that is or genetically same flower. What do we mean by this word?
Ma'am, screen is not properly visible. It's very blurred.
Is it so?
Yes.
Maybe because I adjusted the screen for video, no? That's why it is not. I think it will be possible. Now is it clear, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
When we share for videos, we need to make certain adjustments. No? So it has to be changed. Okay. So genetically same flower. So what do we mean by this word genetically same flower? This is something we need to understand, that genetically same flowers are considered flowers from the same plant. If there is consider in a plant 10 flowers are there. Two options are there. First, see in the same flower, the anther is releasing pollen and pollen is deposited into the stigma of the same flower. This is one option. We call it as autogamy. This option is known as autogamy. Very easy to remember. Gamous means what? Can anyone tell me what do we mean by gamous or gamy? It means marriage. हम बोलते हैं ना एक इंसान कई सारा शादी करे. It's not allowed in our religion, Hindu religion. So we call it polygamy. So autogamy means gamous means marriage. So autogamy means it is marrying itself, the same organism. So here it will be same flower. Okay. And second option that is available is called chaetogamy. Chaetogamy means another flower of same plant. Now here there is a twist in story. Consider there are tissue culture plants. We studied about tissue culture plants, no? Have you studied about tissue culture plants in first chapter class?
Yes, ma'am.
तो अगर टिश्यू कल्चर प्लांट्स के बारे में हम सोचे, आई हैव अ स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन डायरेक्टेड टू कौशा हियर. तो कैन वी से कि अगर दो प्लांट्स सेम एक्स प्लांट से टिश्यू कल्चर में से बनाया गया है, विल दे बी जेनेटिकली सेम और नॉट? कौशा?
Yes, ma'am.
तो उनके दो कंसीडर करो. आई हैव प्लांट ए एंड प्लांट बी. ओके, सो अब ये प्लांट ए एंड प्लांट बी, बोथ ऑफ देम आर डिराइव्ड फ्रॉम टिश्यू कल्चरली डिराइव्ड प्लांट. So both of them are genetically same. So if there is reproduction between them, should we call it cross fertilization or self pollination?
cross fertilization.
No. As they are genetically same, we will call it heterogamy. Maybe from different, but as they are genetically same. This is a special case जो nature में नहीं होता है. If there is self pollination between two plants which are genetically exact to each other, they are derived by tissue culture method, जिसमें exact दोनों की genetic makeup same है. In that case, it will be considered as heterogamy. Understood, everyone? So this is an exception, but natural cases में कभी भी दो plant का genetic makeup exactly same होता नहीं है. So that's why we cannot consider that heterogamy is occurring in between two plants. It is saying that another flower of the same plant. Now, first of all, we need to understand that in case of these factors, certain things are there which are promoting the self-pollination. So what are these things which are promoting self-pollination? There is an event which is called cleistogamy. So what occur in case of cleistogamy? Cleistogamy way, what happens is, unless the self-pollination is not completed, the flower doesn't open. Consider करो कि ये एक flower है. You know that flower initially present in the form of bud जो open नहीं होता है, और जब time होता है it opens up. Have you ever seen buds? Flower buds?
Yes, ma'am.
उसके petals open नहीं होते initially. तो in case of cleistogamy में क्या होगा? Petals will open only once upon completion of self-pollination. तो कोई चांस ही नहीं है क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन होने का. इट इज 100% श्योर के सेल्फ पॉलिनेशन हो जाए. Okay, so this type of phenomenon is observed in various cleistogamous flower. Example of this is oxalis. Do you know oxalis क्या है? ये नाम कभी सुना है? Oxalis means पुदीना. हम पुदीने की चटनी खाते हैं कि नहीं? गर्मी के मौसम में तो सबसे ज्यादा खाते हैं चटकारा लेके, है ना? So पुदीना is its English name is oxalis. Okay. Second is bud pollination. Okay, so what do we mean by bud pollination? In case of bud pollination, what happens is, consider stigma and anther. It doesn't actually mature before opening. Matlab, what happens is, once the flower is open, by the time the process of reproduction is done. So what happens is, the stigma and anther matures before opening. Generally, in case of cross-pollination plant, the maturation of stigma and anther occur after opening of the flower. उससे पहले वो immature रहता है. उससे पहले अगर आप forcefully bud को close open करके उसमें stigma में pollen डालोगे भी तो there will be no reproduction. Maturation occur only if the flower is opening, and then by that time only stigma and anther is ready. But in case of self-pollinated flower, in bud condition itself, the stigma and anther gets mature. Third is known as homogamy. Okay, here what happens? Homogamy is a characteristics during which, what I can say, here the filament and petals have a structure how this is occurring in case of specialized plant called potato, or another very important plant is vinca. Have you ever heard about vinca rosa? vinca rosa बोल के एक plant होता है. Have you ever heard about it? Class, are you there with me? Sometimes I have doubt when you don't
Yes,
speak
ma'am.
for too much.
Yes, ma'am.
I am not only teaching Yesha, I am teaching all other 10 participants also, so they can also talk to me. So what happens in this case, consider if this is the stigma which is located at the bottom. इनकी stigma बहुत ज़्यादा upward position में नहीं होता है. तो anther is having, filament is having a way of presentation जिसमें the moment pollen is released from anther, it doesn't have any way due to gravitational pull, it will be deposited on stigma. So homogamy is a modification in structure of flower in a way that only self-pollination is possible, not cross-pollination. Understood? Filament अपने आप को ऐसे bend कर लेता है कि the moment pollen is released, it will fall on the stigma of the same flower itself. I guess it is clear to everyone. Yes or no? Okay. So now, can you tell me the positive and negative points of cross self-pollination? Anyone, any idea? What are the positive points of cross-pollination? Is there, do you think there is any positive point of cross-pollination? Sorry, self-pollination.
पोलन को ज्यादा ट्रैवल नहीं करना पड़ेगा.
So, can I write more success rate? Even if a few pollens are there, those pollen will be able to reach to the stigma. उसमें कोई doubt नहीं है ना? But if it is wind pollinated, maybe wind doesn't have any direction. हो सकता है wind इस तरफ चला जाए जिस तरफ कोई flower है ही नहीं. So those pollen will be wasted, no? Second positive point. Anyone, any idea? What can be the second point? I want to hear from someone else. कौशा, माही, जिया, श्यामा, दिमाग लगाओ, सोचो बेटा. और क्या हो सकता है? सेकेंड पॉइंट तो मैंने आपको खुद ही बता दिया, that there will be no need to produce high number of pollen. Don't you think? कम नंबर ऑफ पोलन से भी काम चल जाएगा. What do you think, class?
Yes, ma'am.
आप सब लोग मतलब ऐसे ही कम बातें करते हो या फिर लाइक मेरे क्लास में चुपचाप रहते हो? आई समटाइम डाउट। बाप रे बाप। चलो थर्ड पॉइंट बोलो, सोच के बताओ मुझे। एक और पॉजिटिव पॉइंट है, जो उसका पॉजिटिव पॉइंट भी है और वही उसका नेगेटिव पॉइंट है। ऐसी कौन सी पॉइंट हो सकती है? जो उसकी पॉजिटिव पॉइंट है, दैट पॉइंट इटसेल्फ इज द नेगेटिव पॉइंट। एनीवन? श्यामा, जिया बोलो बेटा। प्राची इज देयर, माही इज देयर, कशिश इज देयर। सोचो तो सही। येशा, एनी आइडिया? मिश्का
मैम
है।
वैरायटी, मैम वेरिएशन वैरायटी नहीं होगी।
हाँ, सो दैट मीन्स यहाँ पॉजिटिव पॉइंट में हम यहाँ लिखेंगे दैट मेंटेनेंस ऑफ प्योरिटी। जो उस प्लांट की प्योरिटी है दैट विल बी मेंटेन। एंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, नो रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ स्पेशल कलर्स एंड स्मेल्स। डू यू थिंक पॉलिनेटिंग एजेंट ही नहीं चाहिए ना? व्हाट डू यू थिंक? उसको पॉलिनेटिंग एजेंट चाहिए सेल्फ पॉलिनेटिंग फ्लावर को? डज इट रिक्वायर?
मैम
तो फिर ऑब्वियसली उसको कोई स्मेल नहीं चाहिए, उसको कोई कलर नहीं चाहिए, बिकॉज डजंट रिक्वायर एनी पॉलिनेटिंग एजेंट। So these are positive points, don't you think? So what is negative point? Do you think there is any negative point of crossbreeding? Sorry, self-breeding or self-pollination?
मैम chances of evolution decreases.
So obviously we will write here less variation. Because ultimately you are correct, Yesha, there will be less variation, means chances of evolution will be less. Apart from that, there will be another thing that you need to know. Abhi main bata rahi hu, again you will study this in our third unit, that is called inbreeding depression. So what do we mean by this word inbreeding depression? What happens is, you know, one day I was informing you about genetic disorders while I was talking you about the embryonic stem cell and all. हम बात कर रहे थे कि genetic disorders होते हैं which are carried from one generation to another generation.
Yes ma'am.
So what happens is, beta, previously there was a custom in Egypt that Pharaoh used to marry their sisters, their own sisters. Why? To conserve the concept of pure blood. कि भाई मैं Pharaoh हूँ, दूसरा कोई Pharaoh तो इस आजू बाजू है नहीं. So I will marry my sister so that our pure blood continues. Similar kind of like practice is there in royal families of current world also. अभी तो थोड़ा बहुत change हो गया. Everything is, you know, that there is intercaste and interracial marriage also. बट पहले ऐसा था कि क्वीन एलिजाबेथ की इंग्लिश जो ब्रिटेन में फैमिली है, दे गेट मैरिड टू देयर ओन रिलेटिव्स ओनली. सिमिलरली रशियाज में जो जर्स एंड जरीनास थे, दे वर यूज्ड टू बी द क्लोज रिलेटिव्स ऑफ ईच अदर. When this kind of marriages occur, what happens is, beta, the chances of defective genes getting diluted is decreased. आपको पता है पारसी कम्युनिटी में if anyone is outside their community get married, they are awarded by government. क्यों ऐसा होता है? क्योंकि उनकी कम्युनिटी में they are very closely marrying each other. तो what happens? Consider करो किसी एक जन को हीमोफीलिया है. If that person is marrying someone outside the community, जिसके 4-5 जनरेशन और मेरे 4-5 जनरेशन में कोई भी कॉमन पर्सन नहीं है, तो what will happen? That person will have different defects, different strong points. I will have different defect, different strong point. So when these characters are mixed, there are chances of production of better progeny. तो अगर हम इनब्रीडिंग कर रहे हैं, मतलब कंटिन्यूअसली इफ अ प्लांट इज गोइंग फॉर सेल्फ पॉलिनेशन, कैरेक्टर्स विल बी प्रिजर्व्ड. बट जो डिफेक्टिव कैरेक्टर्स है, द कैरेक्टर्स व्हिच आर नॉट गुड कैरेक्टर्स, दे आर आल्सो डोंट हैव एनी ऑप्शन टू गेट डाइल्यूटेड ना, क्योंकि बाहर का कोई आ ही नहीं रहा है. सेम पेरेंट्स के जो बच्चे हैं उनमें वो सभी में वो कैरेक्टर्स है, देन अगेन दे आर रिप्रोड्यूस्ड. वही खराब कैरेक्टर्स उनके बच्चों में भी आ रहा है, उनके बच्चों में भी आ रहा है. सो दोस कैरेक्टर्स आर नॉट गेटिंग एनी चांसेस टू गेट डाइल्यूटेड. इसके वजह से कई बार इट इज ऑब्जर्व दैट इन प्लांट देयर इज सडन डिप्रेशन इन द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स. जैसे उसकी प्रोडक्शन कैपेबिलिटी कम हो जाती है, उसकी सर्वाइवल एबिलिटी कम हो जाती है, उसकी डिजीज रेजिस्टेंस एबिलिटी कम हो जाती है. सच काइंड ऑफ फेनोमेनन इज कॉल्ड इनब्रीडिंग डिप्रेशन. इनब्रीडिंग डिप्रेशन मींस डिग्रेडेशन ऑफ quality of something due to continuous self pollination. Is it clear to everyone? So,
Yes, ma'am.
we will study up to this beta. I will share the recording. I request all of you to go through this. So if your concept of self pollination is clear, then it will be helpful for you to understand the cross pollination. Okay, so tomorrow हम cross pollination पढ़ेंगे and we will start with the female reproductive system of higher plants. Okay, okay beta, bye to all of you.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye beta.